Subaru is planning to bring a battery electric crossover utility vehicle. They're partnering with Toyota, and the name they've decided to go with. How do you Evoltis? Evoltis. Evoltis.
Sounds like it to me.
That should be a heartburn drug or something.
I was thinking it sounds like an ED drug.
An EV drug. There it is. Yeah. Are you addicted to gasoline? Evoltis may be for you.
See doctor for instance involving more than 4 hours.
So anyway, they've so we all know that Subaru and Toyota work together on platforms and things. So they're partnering and they're bringing this new Evoltis battery electric vehicle. They only have a concept right now, and you know what? I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here and show you what this looks like. And maybe if someone wants to translate this, did I get the screen? Yes. So that's the Evolta. It even said in the article, if not for the badge in the front, that really does look. It's very strong Toyota design influence.
Looks like a RAV. I'm looking at the back seat, the C pillar right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But here's the crazy part. Subaru has promised that the production vehicle will be much flashier than the concept, which, in my opinion, good, because this just looks like a box.
I don't know. I'm kind of intrigued by it. Again, I watched a lot of sci-fi as a young child, so something that looks like that, it's shaped like a robot head. I can drive it.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the hard lines. They probably
it's like
won't make it to
the
production.
Japanese interpretation of a Cybertruck.
Right.
It looks,
and I bet you
very
it transforms.
It looks very much to me like what people in 1960 thought cars in 1990 would look like.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Year 2000 car.
It has that real UFO feel, that kind of Jerry Anderson thing. But it's cool.
I'm wondering if this person took this picture so they would have a picture of the concept vehicle, or the picture of somebody's grandfather taking a picture with his iPad.
Both.
It could have been both. That's right.
When you can get into that car and fight kaiju that come up out of the ground, you're going to be so grateful.
I wonder if Toyota has some crazy ass skunkworks project going to build some badass EV technology, because up until now they've delivered nothing really.
They've hinted. They've literally hinted.
And I know they sell a lot of their electronic stuff to Subaru from their Denso subsidiary, so this could be cool. I mean, this could be showing us that Toyota's got a whole bunch of stuff up their sleeve as well.
So far, Toyota has only put their electric stuff to compliance in China in order to be able to sell into China. They haven't brought anything, as we know, because we would have talked about it. They haven't brought anything to Europe or North America.
I hear a lot of heavy sighs coming from Vancouver.
Yeah. Well, see, couple things. Akio Toyoda is not a big EV fan, right? I mean, he has a racing car background. He's not really remember when there was an article that came out several years ago that a couple of his engineers, when they were developing the FRS/86/BRZ, they came out with an EV version of it, and they were really excited to show the boss. The boss drove it, and he goes, it's an electric car. Now, maybe his feelings and attitude has changed. A little hard, given you're the big boss, but that was the sentiment, right? So I feel like right now, I mean, I'm happy that he's making cars that are really nice. They're much nicer to drive. Like any of the current generation vehicles on the TNGA platform are much better to drive than previous ones. But a lot of the collaboration that I'm seeing, I'm thinking it's for China and Europe, because those two are the only two places that have strong emission emission targets, I guess, right? Mm-hmm. I think, what was China's one? I can't remember now. I can't remember if it was emission reductions or like an EV sales percentage, kind of like what California tried to push, a decade or two ago. Europe, for sure, I know it's an emission thing, so something like 42 grams per kilometer or something. It's really, really low, right? It's low. It's much lower than what a Prius can, like a regular Prius can achieve, right? So that's their target. I mean, that's the reason why suddenly all these European manufacturers are jumping on plugins, even though hybrids are, cheaper to make, easier to price them on par with gasoline vehicles. They can't do that because they need to meet those CO2 targets, and the only way to do that without having to go full EV is to go plug-in hybrid. So that's why, you're seeing, Volkswagen, the Volkswagen Group in general, Mercedes, Audi, Audi is part of Volkswagen, Mercedes, BMW, are pushing for plugins. And then for China, there's a reason why they released those three: the Lexus UX 300E, was it, or two? UX 300E, the CHR EV, and the Chinese brand Izod EV, which is basically the rebadged CHR. So that's the reason why I'm signing a lot, because it's kind of nice, but are we going to see it here in North America? It might be a while.
Well, this
especially
particular
with dollar a gallon gas.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, this particular concept, they're not projecting Subaru to bring out until 2025. So, stick around for episode 585, and we'll see.
So you said that they would make it more exciting. So why do all these traditional automakers seem to think that the electric cars need to be the weird mobiles?
Well, no, it was actually based on the fact that in this article from Autoblog.com, they said Subaru is actually notorious for bringing out these crazy, exciting concepts, and then the production vehicle is like blah, is like a Subaru, and so that's why I said it was in the article.
They're not going to dumb it down.
In particular,
like
the concept is entry level, but Subaru has promised that this vehicle is going to be much more exciting than the concept. They're flipping the playbook.
Yeah, because this looks pretty mundane for a concept car. It looks pretty boring.
Like we all thought it was a Toyota for a minute.
Yeah,
it looks like it could have just rolled off a Toyota lot.
Yeah,
probably did.
Yeah,
they just pried the badge off in the front.
We just said, just throw a Toyota shell over it, it'll be fine. Nobody's
Tito said no more electrics. We'll take it.
As much as we've complained on the show about concept cars, I'm going to give Toyota Subaru the credit of presenting us with a concept car that might actually make it to market somewhat similar to what they're representing now. You know what I mean? Like, there's no obvious suicide doors and silly steering wheels and chairs that turn around and all of that. It looks like a car that might actually
go somewhere,
pass a crash test.
Not until 2025.
And remember that article from, I think it was beginning of last year, or maybe it was almost a year ago, April, right, 2019, when Toyota and Subaru announced that collaboration. We had a whole bunch of articles that came out, a whole bunch of press releases, right? They're going to have this line of vehicles, from small car to large SUVs. And I think about 2025 to 2030 was their target range. So, I mean, this falls in line with their timeline.
They've also been saying they want to wait for solid-state batteries, and they think that'll be 2025 to 2030. So that this concept might be waiting before it goes to production for some solid-state battery breakthrough that may or may not arrive.
Right.
That's kind of infuriating. I mean, I hate to be impatient, and it feels weird to say impatient, but my dudes, we have been trying to be more sustainable since I was a child. What in the ever-loving hell is the holdup?
The lack of the lack of kick in the butt is the holdup.
Maybe this is a global kick in the butt, right? Maybe Mother Nature just put on a chancla and just is just giving us a great big old butt whopping, because really, speed it up. This is kind of ridiculous that, hey, we can announce the concept car, and you don't get to expect it until nearly 2025. And based on experience, as a person of experience, I think we're talking 2026.
As a 2025
What?
model year,
to say
that
2030.
October.
Yeah, and then you got the
Yeah.
battery in 2030. It's like, hey, we kind of needed that 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I digress.
And
I
if
will
we're
take
focusing,
the optimist route.
I also expect the wheels to be smaller.
yeah. Well, if we're focusing exclusively on Toyota, Toyota has historically been overly conservative. I mean, how many years were lithium-ion batteries in the market before they actually switched from nickel metal hydride in the Prius to offering lithium-ion in the plug-in Prius, and only
most
the plug-in
Toyota
Prius,
hybrids
and not
still
the
have
standard.
nickel metal hydride.
Yeah. And so even if they develop these solid-state batteries, history shows they're not going to trust them or implement them for many years even after that.
They won't be the first, right? Because they want to make sure it's going to last whatever the target is, 15 years.
Unless they're a quarter of the price.
So
if
for
they're a quarter of the
them,
price, they'll be there tomorrow.
The tradition of craftsmanship that we're talking, because I believe that that's intense craftsmanship, and I think that's cultural, and I really appreciate it. But we need bold innovations. You don't have to go, 90 miles per hour, but this feels like it's just inch by inch, and it takes a year for an inch, and it's not. And it's not really for the sake of quality of product. It's for quality of the market. And I have a problem with a focus strictly on the market prospects of it when, we really need you to be bold and innovative right now and let the market kind of catch up to you. Present something really focused, strong, and utilizing the technologies out there. Show us a possibility. Because I feel if you're going to put out a concept car, then blow me the fuck away. Give me a great concept that hits so many points and really brings the technology to the forefront. And stop this namby-pamby wussy bull. And don't show me a cool car and tell me, and it might actually be viable sometime in like 6 more years. And wait until 5 years and tell me about it then.
That kind of cycles back to what we were talking about earlier with the futures. I mean, they're so busy trying to do the quarter-to-quarter, time the market garbage, that like remember the original Prius when it came out? Nobody was asking for that thing. They put it out. We loved it. Well, it was ugly and it was weird and it was expensive, but it took us some time. But we loved it.
It found a market.
Exactly.
It's an investment. It's an investment that a company needs to make. I'd rather you made the investment in a new direction for your product than you made an investment in one more rich dude to kind of sit back and say, I'm doing something. And really, it's the engineers doing something and being held back by the lack of drive and focus and adventurous mindset for the company and for that area of technology that's being presented by people who really, frankly, they're the only ones who can survive the kind of weird hodgepodge crap that they're putting out here with, because they have the money reserves. Put that money reserve into the product and give me something where you are definitely focused on investing in the product. Because I want to like this. I like it. But the more I hear about it, the more I see, the more we're talking about the length of time to get to the battery, the length of time to market. Oh, we'll give it some whiz bang and we'll give it some real polish. And I'm like, give me 2 less executives and just put that money towards something really incredible.
Do you realize what would happen if Toyota spun off, let's say, Scion again or another thing, just focused on EVs?
Yeah, that's one way to do it, because they're going to be unencumbered from that corporate culture that holds them back so much. It's a great idea.
Yeah. Free themselves up.
They did that with Lexus.
Maybe.
Kind of like
GM did.
Kind of like GM did with the EV1 and Saturn.
Yep.
Look, if you want to imagine the little electric brand ghetto inside of every Toyota dealership, sort of like Scion used to be, that nobody wants to work at because nobody's making any money. There are aspects of that I love, and there are aspects of that frighten the hell out of me. I'd almost rather they just shoved it in the Toyota pipeline and went that way.